So we live in the United States half of the year, and we live in Sri Lanka half of the year. So we are just getting to the point in the fall where we transition from living in the United States to living abroad. So I'm going to give you a little tour of my house. Let you know how I'm preparing and how we're going about it. Okay, welcome to my chaos. We leave in 10 days. I am starting to pack. I'm starting to get the Airbnb things out. I'll just show you. I'll take you on a little tour. This is my chaos of a kitchen. So I'm starting to pack up all of our kitchen stuff. Like, I don't leave all of our spices. We have separate silverware. We have separate pots and pans, separate toaster, separate coffee maker. But then obviously there's things that we do leave. Blender and like some Tupperware items and knives, and obviously stuff that goes in an Airbnb, right? So my house is a disaster because packing to move across the world for half a year. So welcome. So here we are. I've got these all. I had Nick bring these in from the garage. They had all of the Airbnb linens and kitchen stuff in there. So I'm taking those out and slowly refilling them with our clean linens. Like, you can see the girls' games right here. So I'm getting those filled up. And then it's just kind of like weird. I'm whispering because my kids are going to sleep. But it's a little bit weird, like trying to unpack some of the Airbnb stuff and then like still having some of our personal things that we're going to use for the next week. But I think probably Sunday I'm going to, which will be, I don't know, 8 days from leaving. We'll just pack everything up and act like we're living in an Airbnb, which is our home, which we are, living out of our suitcases. So I've packed up yesterday all of the girls' stuff, their games, their books, like a special little old antique rocking chair, and like their art stuff. And yeah, we're getting going. So I did a dry run of packing. So I packed almost all of my things, and almost all of the girls' things, and that way it's out of the way. I can assess the luggage. So last year when we went to Sri Lanka, we took 6 full-size suitcases. We took 4 carry-on roller cases and 4 personal items, so 4 backpacks. My purse is a backpack. It wasn't huge, but still. That is a lot, and it was okay because we were just going from here to the airport, flying, getting our bags, taking it, just basically having to move it twice. However, this year we're stopping in Europe on the way to Sri Lanka, so we have a lot more times we have to move our luggage. We're stopping in Europe for a couple of reasons. Number 1, we are visiting family. Nick has a brother that lives in London. I got really good flights on points that I just couldn't pass up. And then also my eldest happy cries when she sees snow. So we are going to be in northern Italy, in Bolzano, for the little first part of for November and like the first part of December. So we'll get to do the Christmas market thing. Hopefully get to see some snow, maybe even snowboard, although it might be a little bit early. I'm not sure how the season's going. It just depends on the weather, right? So to get to Bolzano from England, we have to take a train. So we fly into London. We're staying at a friend's place there. When we leave there, we take the Channel through to France. We stop in Paris, we change trains. So that's, again, we have to move our luggage. Then on and off the train, and with 2 small children. They're really good helpers though. And then from there, I think we go to Zurich, and then we stay the night in Zurich. The next morning we go to Innsbruck, so then there's another train change, and then we finally arrive in Bolzano. So that is a lot of times of moving a lot of luggage. So we are shooting for 3 large suitcases, 4 rollers, and 4 backpacks. So it's half as much big suitcase space, but also we left a lot of things in Sri Lanka last time. Like I took a French press over there, we left it there. Yeah, just some odds and ends that we left there. And a lot of times we bring lots of gifts for family and stuff, and we've already taken like a little trip over there, so we're not gonna be like loaded down with gifts. So it's gonna be tight. It's gonna be really tight. I've already weighed 2 of our suitcases, and they're like right at the top. So Nick is the only person who hasn't packed his big suitcase and weighed it yet, and I'm gonna force him to fit some of the girls' educational games and stuff in his suitcase. And yeah, we're getting ready. There's a lot of like random little things about leaving, and especially like things you don't really think about. Like, yes, you have to put your memberships and your subscriptions on cancel or hold, or you got to figure out how your phone service is going to work, all of those things. But the things you don't think about is like, wow, we have like a huge thing of maple syrup and like 3 unopened things of honey, and like, yeah, we Costco sized thing of ketchup hasn't been opened. You know, like we picked 17 pounds of blueberries this summer at a U-Pick farm, and we actually ate most of them, but we still have like 3/4 of a gallon bag full of frozen blueberries. So there's those things where about a month ago I started like planning meals based on what's left in my freezer and my pantry. So we're really narrowing those things down. And yeah, getting ready to go. It's exciting. It's a little anxiety producing, but mostly exciting. So there's that. Follow along for more of our adventures.